All right, dear.
Are we live?
I think we're officially live.
I was waiting for that
You
spinny
officially
thing.
have to be on your best behavior.
I think you
No
were
more-
early.
Huh?
I think you were early.
I think we were like a minute late because somebody was over there
No,
on
I meant
TikTok.
talking. It was spinning over there. Carry
That's
on.
always a little bit delayed. So, anyways, how is everybody tonight? Oh, DC brings up something right off the bat. You gonna let everybody know that we have the store restocked?
The store is restocked for Christmas.
The
Get
store
your
is
orders in.
restocked for Christmas. So if you guys want any Dirt Perfect swag, I suggest you look at considering getting that early because
We will not be getting
any more orders between Christmas. So what we got is what we got.
not orders. We'll be getting orders before Christmas. We won't be getting any more
We
inventory.
won't be getting orders to restock, is what I meant to say.
Okay.
So we won't be getting any more orders, just like I said originally.
No,
Yes.
we won't be getting any inventory. What's on the website is what we got till after Christmas.
DLT Bear Woodworking. So, anyways, DC just posted a link right there in the comments. So if you guys want any Dirt Perfect swag, we're working on a Bubba Dump shirt, but we don't have it yet. I don't think we're gonna have it before Christmas. We're working on a whole lot of things. SLT Metalworks, what's up? How you guys? So yeah, swing over. It's dirtperfect1.com. Swing over there. And we got a lot of cool stuff. Got a lot of hats back in stock, a lot of the Dirt Perfect sweatshirt, shirts. You don't have a Mrs. Dirt Perfect shirt yet, do you?
I'm working on that too, guys.
Loser.
I'm working on it.
Matt, we do not ship outside the continental United States, but isn't Australia the one where then people found
Hey, Casey, give a shout out to her.
Who's Casey?
Wills asked if we could give his fiance a shout out.
Oh, hello, fiance Wills. Is it not fiance Wills? Did I screw up? Oh, Casey.
Yeah.
I get it now. Sorry. Hi, Casey. I screwed up. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
People in Australia, a few of you have figured out there's a P.O. box. Is it in Portland, Oregon?
Maybe.
Somewhere on the West Coast.
Somewhere.
CNC Equipment, what's up? So if you guys go on there if you guys search over in Australia, there's a P.O. box you can use in Portland, Oregon, and basically.
Is that right?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay.
But basically, if you go on our website, you put in that P.O. box, and then that P.O. box will ship it to you in Australia.
Yeah, somebody's done it before.
Yeah, we've done that. We've done that a few different times in a few different countries. Every year, I keep saying we're going to figure out how to go international with shipping. It's hard. We just haven't had the time to figure it out. So, seen DOT Bear Woodworking in here, Jack Spratt and Matt, Clint, CNC Equipment popped in,
Hey.
Newcastle, Indiana. What's up? Yours is like way delayed over there. What's going on? So
I don't know. Do I need to be reading over there?
I don't know. No, because now you're invading my space. You're invading my space with your eyeballs. Keep your eyeballs on your own screen.
I'm just trying to see.
So Dirt Grain and Steel, what's up? We got stolen hoodie. Doves and Dennis, Paul. Somebody needs a camper. Not anybody in this family.
Oh, guys.
Good God, say hello. So we really don't have anything on the agenda. Figure we just hop on here and see what you guys are up to. I haven't been.
Say happy Halloween.
Is it happy? Oh, I see you dressed up for us. Nice costume.
It is part of my costume. I went to the Derby trunk or treat and went as a Commodore basketball player.
What's my opinion of the cat graders? Oh man, I really haven't ran one a whole lot, to be honest with you. I don't know if I got a good opinion on that. So, Mike went with Hyundai, Chris went with Volvo. Who's leading who astray? They're both good machines, Al. I'd like to, whenever I was up there working on Chris's truck, kind of purposely chose that weekend because he was supposed to have his new machine and I was wanting to run it.
No, you didn't purposely. You got your weekends mixed up, don't you remember?
Well, yeah, but I waited till that later weekend to go, and unfortunately his dealer didn't have it done yet. But hopefully I'll get back up there and get a chance to run it at some point. I'm hoping to figure it out. So what's my opinion of the Case track loaders? I've been impressed with a few of them. Yeah, Joey, I've actually seen that. Been impressed with a few of the Case ones. Case is an interesting company to me. I've had some of their equipment that I've really liked, and I've had some of their equipment that was just so-so, but the stuff I really liked, I really did like. I'd love to get a chance to run the new Case Minotaur just to kind of see how it feels and works. It's Chad, yeah, I did get the hook idea you sent me. We actually run some of those on some of our chains, but I appreciate you sending that over yet. So, Neil, any updates on Lieutenant Dan? I actually got a video coming out on Lieutenant Dan in about a week and a half, so stay tuned for that. Kind of cover what's going on with it, what's the plan, and a whole bunch of different stuff. So that video will be coming on that. So thank you, P. Miller. Appreciate that.
No name for our campground yet. We still haven't found a good one.
Name for a campground.
That is the goal, to figure it out. But
somebody wants to know when Man Behind the Scenes is coming back.
I don't know. I haven't seen him in ages. I don't know. Do you know that answer?
I think soon, but I'm not going to promise anything because for you guys that don't know, Aaron works for me part-time when he's laid off. His full-time job is a Boilermaker. He welds for a living. So he welds for a living. So I think he's just about done with this last outage he did, and hopefully he'll be back.
Whispering Waters.
Hopefully he'll be back. Is that our campground name?
That's what DOT Bear says.
Hopefully he'll be back here in the next couple of weeks for a pretty good little run here through the winter. So Jeremy Pate, he's sleeping somewhere. You probably got that right. Probably got that right. Hazard, Kentucky, not too far off. Mr. DOT Bear Woodworking is the star of a video I edited today. And fortunately for me, he was not in uniform for this video. So we turned Officer Hoover into a truck driver. He did pretty good. So, Mike, will have video of the 120? Oh yeah, there's plenty of videos of the 120 coming. It's not going anywhere. It's been doing pretty good. So, Dirt Graded still says.
Can't keep up. They're moving so
fast. They're moving pretty quick.
I
still don't think we need to call it the perfect campground.
That's terrible. Simon Shores. Did I ever get your new car? I did get a new car.
Yeah, you're gonna.
So you want to know what happened with that?
You're gonna give me all kinds of grief about not buying you a camper, and I went out and bought you a brand new damn car.
We have been talking about getting a new vehicle, which we've talked about.
We actually had one ordered. We had a brand new
one ordered. I don't like to wait. I'm very impatient when it comes to that kind of thing. We went on a date night and drove through the parking lots, and I found one that I liked. Well, this one over here decides to go during my working hours. Why? I am a school teacher. Calls me 500 times that day. What do you think of this one? What do you think of this? What do you think of that? Which one do you like better? I'm working. I got 21 5-year-olds running around my classroom, and he's trying to ask me which car I like better because he's buying one. So he buys one.
Got a funny way to say thanks.
No, listen. He buys one, comes home. I was at a softball game, so we don't get home till late. He leaves to go out of town the next day, hides my vehicle, does not tell me what it is, does not tell me what he purchases, leaves and goes out of town the next day, and still doesn't tell me what it is. So I work with somebody who also lives in Derby. She found it and took pictures for me and sent it to me. So yes, I got a new car. Dun, 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 dun. We got a Suburban. I love it. It's really nice.
Oh.
Anywho, that was the story of my new vehicle that I didn't technically pick out.
Hey, I was not complaining. The slightly used one you bought was like $40,000 cheaper than the new one you ordered. So I was getting this deal done.
This is true.
Has the 850B been on a job? It has actually been sitting on. It has actually been sitting on the big towel line job from this spring when we use it as a pull tractor. Actually just went and picked it up the other day. It's back in the barn. We just didn't have a need for a whole lot of dozers this summer on jobs, but the schedule for next year is already kind of filling up, and the 850B is going to get a lot of run time next year. We got a lot of pushing jobs coming up, so it's just kind of funny how things kind of work in phases like that. But 850B sat on a job down there for, I don't know, sat down there for 2.5, 3 months, fired right up, parked it on a trailer. It's actually sitting in the barn down there at the shed down at the lot right now. So it's ready to go. So congratulations on the purchase of the 210. Yeah, it's been, honestly, we used the heck out of it while I had it on demo. And we haven't really used it a whole lot since I actually purchased it. I only put about another 30 hours on it, but it's I've been liking it so far. I've been very, very, very pleased with the 210. Very pleased with the 210. Would you buy another excavator similar size to the 120? Yeah, possibly one day. The 120 is still DLTB bare woodworking tagged at first. The 120 is still a good, reliable machine.
Made it home.
Good, reliable machine, and I don't really have a whole lot of concerns about running it 200-300 hours a year, which is what it gets on it. But as time goes on, I'll probably I know for a fact owning the 210 and keeping the 120, I gotta have a 120 size machine for what I currently do. The 210 is just still too big for some of the smaller stuff we do. But I still thoroughly enjoy running the 120, and it's been a good, reliable machine. We do have a final drive on it that's starting to leak a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm going to try to rebuild it or just looking to get an exchange on it. So that'll be to be determined. Somebody's asking about the undercarriage on the D4. Yeah, that's it's getting there. Something we definitely need to do. Captain Jim, thank you. Yeah, the D4. I would still like to find like a 650H or a D5G with a cab on it, and then keep the D4 as kind of a spare. The D4 just turned over 10,000 hours, but the D4 is a funny machine. Sometimes we run the absolute tracks off of it, and other times it don't want to get used at all. So it is what it is. I don't know. It's kind of funny. So
did we ever get our landscaping done? No.
Why'd you find that so funny?
Because nope, sure didn't. Still looks the same as probably the last video that I sent.
Yeah, this year's just really got away from us. It's got
away from us, huh?
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. It has been crazy. That's all I gotta say about that. It's been crazy. Yeah, still have the mini bone, or is it bones? Got a couple jobs coming up with it. Working at Farmer Chris's house. The mini is one of those machines too. You know, I've thought about doing something different with it, but it works for what I need it for. It's a reliable machine. It is what it is. So. It's yeah.
What's the matter?
I was reading Dirt Grains and Steels. I've been into a few of those. I know they're a pain in the butt. I need to find me an exchange, and then I'll have that one to rebuild at my leisure is what I need to do. That way I'll have some. If I'm going to keep that machine, stockpiling some spare parts is not going to be a bad idea. How's the Derby Market? Derby Market's doing great. We just got part of the parking lot paved over the weekend, which is a big improvement down there. It was a big chunk of change we got to spend. Hoping to pave a little bit more. Budget constraints only allowed us to pave part of it, not all of it. So, can we talk a minute about the last? Oh, Talkatoy. Hello.
Hello.
Any other advice you can give a land clearing and dozer company on your videos? Oh man, land clearing is one of those things that it's not one fits all, because like what Chris does land clearing up there and what I do land clearing are two totally different types of land clearing. Mostly the size of the species of trees and the ground conditions, and then you get into what like Upstate Brush Control does with land clearing. That's a whole other ballgame in itself. And then I don't know what kind of rules and regulations you got. We're very fortunate here that we can just kind of push stuff up in piles or push stuff off the edge of the woods and leave it. Make sure, you gotta make sure you follow whatever ordinances are in place there. But
make sure you are DOT compliant.
Yeah, make sure you're DOT compliant. The biggest thing is just however you're going to tackle the job. However you're going to tackle the job, make sure you got the right tool for the job, or right piece of equipment for the job. And land clearing, if you ask me, is one of the most abusive things you can do on a piece of equipment, because you're always prying and pulling in ways the machine's normally not made to do it. So you got to have a good operator, and you got to be careful what you're doing. Land clearing will get you in trouble faster than anything else you do. I can almost promise it. I'm going to buy the D7 from Clint. No, it was already sold before I even had a chance. I'd love to buy. I don't need another big dozer right now. I got all the dozers I need. I might need a small dozer, but it works a lot. We're going to do a podcast on that, Stephen Harris. Hopefully, works a lot getting moved down here. It's still in the works. Hit a few snags as.
Did we get rid of the Acadia, or is that your parts runner?
No, well,
planning to get rid of it.
It's for sale. It's for sale.
It's for sale.
Matt's Mr. Millennial that works for me. His cousin owns a used car lot here local, and I basically told him what I wanted for it, and he can keep whatever's extra. So I turned it over to him, and he's got it cleaned up, put it up for sale.
What's the logo on Mike's
This is the Bear Hollow Woodworkings, which is Logger Wade's. Clint, I want a D8K, but I don't need a D8K.
No, we don't need that. We don't need that.
Okay, does everybody give Clint as hard a time about his unfinished camper project? Does everybody gives me a hard time about my who's boxing me?
Lieutenant Dan.
As my Lieutenant Dan.
I don't know. Don't know.
I hope so. Poor Clint. He deserves a hard time too. Everyone needs a D8K. Yeah, the D8Ks are good dozers.
You must be reading different comments. I can't.
I'm telling you, mine's faster, but you need to stay on yourself.
I see yours over there. I can't keep up. Listen to the wife. She knows best. That's right, I do.
If I listened to you, we'd be bankrupt living in a camper.
Oh, baloney.
I guess you'd have your camper that way.
We'd have a really big, nice camper.
So I have the inside scoop on Chris's new toy. There's no inside scoop. He bought a brand new 220. He ordered it a while back. Not for sure if there's much. He posted a video on it today. I didn't get a chance to watch some. Will you get a root rake for the dozer? Matthew wants to know. I get this question a lot. Oh, man, if I ever come across one cheap, I may pick it up, but probably not. They don't work real well for what we do. Whenever we're clearing for farmers and stuff, it's usually in not ideal conditions, and it's just kind of a pain in the butt. We've tried one before and just not had much luck with it. May try one again at some point, but I'm just not overly excited about it. Sandier, drier, finer dirts and roots that are like pine roots and stuff that are closer to the surface, they work a lot better. A lot of our taproot trees and our heavy clays, it just don't work as good as what you think they would. Just don't work as good as I think they would. But real quick, guys, before I forget, we do have the Dirt Perfect store restock. So if you guys are looking for stuff for Christmas, now's the
time to start.
Now's the time to get it, so we can get it out to you before Christmas. And what's on the we're getting ready to be busy. Basketball season. Yeah, what's on the website right now is what we have available. Once it's sold out, we're pretty much sold out. So we did stock up pretty good though.
Mm-hmm. On most things.
Yeah, the one thing we didn't get back in was tumblers.
Yeah, we meant to get another cup of some kind, but haven't found one.
Thomas, we still do. We still have plans of doing the podcast. Jason and I try to do it through November through about March or April. It's kind of a winter thing. We do. We need to get on one. We tried to film one a couple weeks ago and didn't quite work out with schedules and everything on how it's going. But yeah, we do have plans to continue on with the podcast. That's on the list to do. You guys that listen to those seem to enjoy hearing us ramble on about absolutely nothing. So hopefully we'll get rolling on that again here in the next couple of weeks. We usually try to post like one a week. That is definitely in the things to make happen. I see Farmer Chris on there. He's got access to a brush disc, and a brush disc around here, in my opinion, works way better than a root rake because it'll basically just chop that up and allow it to disintegrate into residue a whole lot quicker, which is better for the fields anyways, and leaves a lot more of that stuff behind. We actually got a video of running that brush disc on like that 40-acre clearing job we did for Chris.
They want to know if you're happy with the skid steer.
The 240? Yeah.
I guess it's a 240.
Yeah, so I have not missed the Kubota for a single stinking minute. If I ran a skid steer every day, all day long, the only complaint I got about the 240 is some of the creature comforts. Cab's a little bit louder. The air conditioning's a little it rattles a little bit, but as far as how it operates, it is awesome. No problems out of it whatsoever. It is yeah. Oh man, I haven't missed the 140 and I haven't missed the SLV 90 at all. Very, very happy with the TL240. I'm very, very, very pleased. For what we use a skid steer for, it is perfect. It is perfect.
Thanks, P. Miller.
What are you saying?
Says all the Indiana folks, including the whole gang surrounding and connected to DP, really come off as good, down-to-earth folks. I enjoy the heck out of you guys.
Well, I appreciate that. Everybody always meets and says, well, you're just like you are in your videos. And I'm like, trust me, we are not smart enough or good enough to be actors. We pretty much are what we are. Even the way you see me and Matt interact or me and Aaron interact on camera, like that's the same way we interact if the camera's not on. We don't do that for the camera. That's just the way we are. So Neil, how are you?
Same as you and I.
Yep, pretty much. Man, I missed Neil and Rock Hill Farms and Tractor Time with Tim. All those guys were just the upstate brush control. They were about an hour away from me at a big convention, and I couldn't make time to get over there. So Mrs. Clinton of CNC Equipment.
No.
This.
You better keep that. You better keep that. We don't want none. Mrs. Dirt Perfect is saying no.
She's not nice. She charges me sales tax though. So, oh man. Jack sounds good. See you, Steven. What's a good hourly rate here for an operator grader? Oh man, it varies. Anywhere from $20 an hour to $60 an hour, depending on what's done. Any chance of a 98 Hyundai or a one? Maybe. You never know. Yeah, Dirt Grain and Steel. I got some videos coming out with Dirt Grain and Steel. I actually went up and ran the 220 he had on rent, and he let me run his old drag line a little bit. Got some videos coming on that. He's got some videos already posted on his channel. That was a really cool time. We went and looked at some old equipment, then went back and looked at his new equipment. So, yeah, I got a little blacktop down at the station. I got some video of that coming.
Somebody asked if you were going to help Matt fix his lighthouse.
We've been up there a few times, and next weekend, me and Matt and Works a Lot kind of win a 3-way on a purchase to kind of help them out with the lighthouse a little bit. You guys will see that. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate that.
What's next weekend got to do with it?
That's when the video post.
Got it. Got it.
You know what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You weren't very happy about that purchase either.
No, because you didn't tell me about it. Like you do from time to time.
I always keep you in the loop.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get Mrs. Dirt Perfect driving Bubba Dump. Gunner, I didn't turn him loose in there solo, but Gunner's gonna be my next dump truck driver, I believe.
He's only 8.
They can reach the pedals.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys haven't started following me on TikTok yet, Jonesy, I've got a complete podcast on my other channel about that, starting an excavating company. A few points from Perfect. Jump over there and check that out. And that's the best way I can answer that question for you is over there.
No, he doesn't keep me in the loop after he buys it. He just brings it home and sits it here, and then I got to figure it out.
Tony, I have not mentioned anything about the passing of Harmless Farmer publicly. We were supposed to hang out with him 2 weeks before that happened? Block Bash.
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't best of friends by any means, but we talked. I usually text him about once a month, and it's just a bad deal. Just a bad deal. I think I made a post on YouTube about it. It was about all I did. But it sounds like they're kind of getting it figured out. I dig it for what's up. That's just a bummer, man. We got we met Harmless several times. Got to be pretty good friends with him. He only lived about 3 hours from here. He was a good dude. He was very, very impressive. Like what you guys seen on YouTube, he was twice as impressive in person. What he was able to do. I seen Miss SOT pop in here somewhere.
Yes, hey there.
How are you this evening? Yeah, that's I knew Harmless wasn't doing the best from the last few times I texted him. But I had no idea he was that sick, and from what I've kind of heard since, it sounds like it kind of went quickly and took everybody by surprise. So, but yeah, man, he was a lot of fun to hang out with. He was an awesome guy. I remember the first time we met him up there at Block Bash. I think everybody just stood around in awe of everything he was
capable of doing.
It was mind blowing. It was mind blowing. Crazy. Clem wants to know if Captain Cleveland's put me out of business with the backhoe he's got yet. No, it's no, he's got to get it running first there, Clint. He's working on it feverishly. I'm sure he'll get her going, but I'm not too worried about it. I think I'll be fine. So you in the market for an RC car, DP? I've got plenty of RC cars. What Jenna don't know yet is what I'm going to buy myself for Christmas this year is a high-end piece of RC equipment.
No.
Yeah.
Why?
I'll keep my budget under $2,000.
No. Yeah. Why do you need to buy that?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Your son's going to want it.
Well, he can get a job and get his own. How's the new fuel trailer working out, Andrew asked? So if you guys don't know, we got a Thunder Creek fuel trailer. Got a video posted of it on the trailer, on the channel. It's better than I thought it was going to. Like, it was one of those things that kind of approached me with an opportunity. I bet on it, and it's been a whole lot handier than what I thought it was going to be, especially if fuel prices kind of fluctuate a little bit, where we can hold some fuel quantity.
Yes, you.
Well, you got me all shoved over into a corner over here where I can't see. Holds some fuel quantity. The air compressor is super nice. The greasing system on it is super nice. With the 210 in the fleet now, having DEF on it is really nice. Had no issues with it. It's been a very, very nice addition to the fleet. The coolest thing that I bought and the piece of equipment I'm most excited about, I think if you guys follow me on Facebook and Instagram, you've probably seen some pictures of it yet, but it hasn't even made the channel yet. It is awesome. You look so excited. It's awesome.
But why is what I want to say.
Because it's awesome.
Because why?
It's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
It is awesome. I'm so excited about that.
So I think maybe I just need to buy a camper because it's awesome.
Well, you get your own money. You can buy
awesome.
I bought it with my own money.
No.
Yes, I do.
No. It's our money, dear.
So you guys, for you guys that don't know, if you follow me on Facebook and Instagram, it's kind of the daily updates of what we're doing because everything I'd put on YouTube is lagged behind a little bit just because I'm so cramped for time and everything gets scheduled out. Like I haven't edited a video like in 3 weeks because I've been so busy. So if you guys want to know what's kind of going up on a regular basis, be sure to check me out on Facebook and Instagram. We have been posting a whole lot more on TikTok. If you guys are on TikTok, look me up. Dirt Perfect. Been doing some kind of goofy fun stuff on there, not getting too carried away with it. But yeah, it's I hate to admit it, we spent some money this year.
That's an understatement.
That's an understatement. Bought a lot of stuff. It's time to cool your jets there, dear.
But yeah. How long have I been telling you that?
I bought you a new car. That's one of the things on the list.
Yeah, but that jumped up past the camper pretty quick, like, because mine was it's just getting on my nerves. The camper's back still on the list. It never left.
Yeah, it's
a minibus. We should rephrase it to a minibus.
We'll see. Jeff, glad you stopped by, man.
That's what it's going to be, guys. A mini bus.
We'll see.
Talk to DOT Bear Woodworking. He already knows.
We'll see.
There's no we'll seeing about
it.
We'll
see. You can't be too confident about that.
There will be a minibus in our future. You slept in the Vamper, you know what's coming next.
DOT says he's ready. He's right there. See?
He is ready. So am I. So am I.
So what? If we get rolling on the podcast again this year,
the camper?
The
minibus.
We're gonna podcast from the camper.
Maybe. Why not?
What topics do you want us to cover? What you guys got any ideas on what?
A minibus rebuild.
What? I'm not talking to you, dear. Just cracking yourself up over there.
What do you guys want to talk about?
So the lake job that we go over budget, no, we come out pretty good on that one. The hours we actually worked on it, were pretty close to what we quoted. Everybody wants to know our numbers on these jobs, and another one with Jerry. Everybody wants to know our numbers on these jobs, and I got a hard time giving those numbers out because. Mrs. C.
Yes.
Well, the problem is she charged me $40,000 in sales tax on something I haven't bought yet, so that money's already spent.
No, golly.
I lost my train of thought. What was I even talking about?
I don't know. People wanted to know numbers.
On jobs, but I hate to give those numbers out because they're not my numbers fully to give. I mean, that's the customer's information too. So.
That's another good idea, Thomas.
What's that?
A log cabin for the farm.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I still need a camper. I need a minibus so I can drive it to.
So if you guys watch Matt's channel on bidding jobs, he pretty much goes through the whole process, and he gives you enough information. You can probably figure out what the price is without actually saying the price. And kind of how we look at jobs or how we view jobs or what variables we take into account when we do a job.
Somebody says your mom and grandma on the podcast.
We've had mom and grandma on the podcast.
They said more of them.
Oh, more of them? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was Jerry was our most popular one. Jerry was more popular than Diesel Creek of all people. And then I think the one with grandma was the next most popular one. So, happy your first year changes. Yeah. Is Matt your full-time estimator now? Yes and no. I don't know. He don't have the title of full-time, but he does a lot of it. Another podcast with Mrs. Dirt Perfect.
What could I say?
How many hours in the D4? I just covered that earlier, Tad. It just turned over 10,000 hours. I don't plan to get rid of it. If the right situation came along, I may buy a newer one with less hours on it, but we'll have to see.
Somebody says Macy and Gunner. That should be interesting.
Well, that'd be like trying to herd cats.
Somebody said topic: shooting, grade, and learning to use a laser for a beginner with a laser.
We can do that. I do have, there is one video called How to Run Slopes with a Laser. That's kind of a laser 101 video, but that's something we can do on the podcast.
Somebody says, I don't understand Kleeman's role. Does he
Nobody
work for
understands Kleeman's role. I mean, welcome to the normalcy of what we do.
Okay, well, that's what somebody asked, Mr. Matt.
That's when we're getting to get on the podcast. Me and Kleeman worked together for almost 17 years. He was actually my assistant at a previous employer. Whenever I went full-time on my own, he came to work for me. He worked for me for 10, 12 years. I think it was somewhere in there. Don't quote me on that. Somewhere in there. And then he actually took off, got a job as a full-time firefighter at a local larger city here. And then he works kind of on-off schedule. He works 24-hour shifts. So sometimes on his days off, he still comes back and helps me out. And that's when you guys will see him doing small jobs for me. Kleeman loves working by himself, and he loves doing small jobs by himself.
And so RC Cola, yeah, I found it at the store the other day. I bought it. It's a rare find and purchase.
So yeah, Kleeman he likes doing the little small jobs. So some of the smaller stuff I pick up, I'll turn him loose on it, and he's getting pretty good at mechanic and welding. So whatever he wants to do or has time for, I'll let him go. Jeremy Pate says we need to get No Joke Johnny Poke on there. That'd probably be a good one.
Somebody said Walker Wade and his mom and dad do a podcast with them.
Oh yeah, we got one with Walker Wade, and we've tried to get Joanne for years, but Joanne is hard to nail down.
Yeah.
Dirt Balls, what's up? How you doing? I'm trying to get her to take a trip up your guys' way so we can visit you, but she's.
What? I never said no to nothing like that.
Never said yes either.
Who's the one that travels all the time?
Oh yeah, I'll be going.
Yeah, I went on vacation for a week in Florida, and he went from Pennsylvania back to home and to North Carolina and back to home.
Yeah. And then I got to go to.
And then
I go back to Pennsylvania in 2 weeks.
See, I don't know when he's coming or going.
I'll break
guys.
the news to you on here so you don't get mad at me and hit me.
Yeah.
Clint from CNC's dad on the podcast. Oh, Greg. Clint, you still on here? Mrs. Clint, how do you guys feel about having Greg on there? I'd love to have Greg on the podcast. He'd be pretty good. We need to get me, Clint, Clinton, Greg, and Chris. That'd be a good podcast right there. That would be a good podcast. Whatever happened to my forestry mulcher? I sold it. How many miles on the old Chevy now? The new truck's got like 27,000 miles on it, the one I was never going to drive. Somehow I got
the one that was always going to be here to where if I needed it, I could drive it.
You've used it a few times.
Very rarely because it's always gone.
Podcast my ass, yeah. Logger Wade, we had Logger Wade on there. Need to get him back. Yeah. Big Live 21, what's up? That's a risk. I don't have enough leads. I think it'd be worth it. I think we can get on Greg corralled long enough So Clint on his website, he's been selling the operator my ass stickers, the donkey. So you guys are interested in any of those, hop over to his website and check it out. So we had a blast hanging out with Clint and his dad, and even Mrs. CNC down in Florida. We're hoping to get back down there and do it again. It's going to be kind of cramped with scheduling with Con Expo and all that good stuff. Jay Pay Dirt, Jeff Anderson, or Frank from Digging OK. Yeah, those would be two good ones I'd love to have on there as well. Met both of those in the past. Super, super nice guys. What about having Matt? I've had Matt Diesel Creek and I've had Matt Mr. Millennial on the podcast already. They're already posted. Billy Good Farms on the podcast. He'd be a good one. Jesse Mueller would be a good one.
Oh, that'd be a good one. Cindy and Jason. Wade's sister.
Get some. Oh, that is a good one. We can get some. They got some good stories from Wade growing up.
Yeah.
Some good stories. Some good stories. You guys appear to live in a rural area. Yeah, we do live in a rural area. Our county,
yes, it is.
Our county we live in has only got 19,000 people, and I like about 18,000 of them. Oh, Matt, when you get
Hey, Thomas says it's off season. Campers.
Thomas, I thought we were friends, buddy. Too bad we're out of money. I think our next purchase.
Spent it all.
I think our next purchase. Dirt Granny Steel. We need to give Dirt Granny Steel on the podcast. Even him and his dad together would be pretty good. The next thing we need to purchase is a racing trailer for Gunner's Racing Habit.
Y'all are wearing me out with all.
If you guys haven't seen Gunner's Racing videos, they're all posted on Mrs. Dirt Perfect's channel.
Yeah, this is his first year to really get involved in any racing.
Flaming Dirt would be a good one to have on.
He's done some laps at the track, but he's never really raced anybody until this year.
Yeah, he did all right.
Yeah, I think his nerves got the best of him most of the time. It was new to him. He was still learning.
Boss, that's a good question. YouTube is on the fritz right now. I don't know what's going on. Everybody's stuff's like just tanked. I think a lot of people. I think a lot of people are having Dirt Ninja Todd. Yeah, he'd be a good one to have on there. I think a lot of people are just not getting the notifications and stuff we're posting. I don't know if YouTube's changed something or what's going on. So make sure you guys check and make sure you're still subscribed to the channel and still have all your notifications and stuff. Also, if we post, you guys can. I don't think I want a toter home. That's a little too much. I really just need a place to store all the racing stuff to get it out of my shop. Nuts 319, yeah, he's Nuts 319 and Outdoor of the Morgans. Like to get I've talked to Mike Morgan several times on the phone, but I never actually met.
Did you get the go-kart fixed?
No, we did get a new body for it, but I don't have it on. We raced one more time at our track after he crashed it last time, Joy, and I got enough of it on there where he could run, but I didn't want to put the new body on there if he was gonna tear it up. So it's back in operating order, but we need to get the new body on it to make sure it's good. So Kevin from CNC Equipment on the podcast, that'd be a good one. Digging Live 21, yep, he'd be a good one to have on the podcast. We got a lot of options. We just need time.
We did think about a toy hauler, but then I heard the toy hauler with the whole go-kart motors and smells and whatnot. You don't want that in your camper. So,
Dirt Boss, yeah, that'd be good. Dirt Boss, AC, and Mueller all live within, about 30 minutes of each other? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with YouTube's notifications. They've definitely been off a little bit. So hopefully they'll get her figured out here sooner rather than later. So Gunner's getting pretty quick. Did you post the video of me and him racing up at our track? Whenever I was trying to chase him down?
Not yet, no.
I had this
edited it yet.
I had this great idea that we'd see how many laps it took me to lap them. That little shit made me drive my ass off. It took like 30 laps. I was flat wore out.
Yeah, I forgot I had that. I'm gonna
Jeremy, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I promise you were probably talking to Aaron.
Heard there was a new engine that was hurting feelings at the last race.
They're just mad at my mad skills. Mad skills. Those and Dennis. It sounds like I just need to make a podcast trip up to you guys. Try to catch Jesse and AC and Those and Dennis and Dirt Boss and Frank's up that way. A lot of guys up that way. Dirt Boss, I think he ended up so the parts we had were aftermarket parts, and he reordered factory Volvo parts, and the spacers come in, but the seals didn't. So, Joey Ford, yes, I did see that. That was absolutely crazy. So, Jeremiah, I think's his name, the guy that's been working on his 977, he seems like a really good mechanic. So, hopefully they'll get it back together soon. I hate we didn't get it fixed while I was up there, man. We were making such a good time on getting that thing tore apart.
A podcast with just Gunner. I don't know. He's a super wild and crazy boy, but man, as soon as I turn that camera on and he is on it, he gets a little bit like.
He's definitely a little camera shy.
No, yeah, a man of few words.
Matt Kershaw, I've heard rumors that you may relinquish control of Mr. Man behind the scenes here in the next couple of weeks. Is that still holding true? I haven't talked to him in the last week or so. I think Aaron said he was supposed to be done the 14th of November. So, we just had the track loader up. There's a little safety while we were pulling tires off. We weren't planning on going that far around, but we tried to do some machining on those things to get them to work, and it just wasn't comfortable. Queensland, Australia. How are you, Destiny Ridge?
Yes, we still have the pond and water slide. We just don't take many videos up there.
Yeah, I posted one video from there this summer when we had our company party up there, but awesome.
All right. I'm going to have to roll out of here.
You leaving us?
Yeah, it's about bedtime for our children.
All right. Well, it was nice seeing you. Bye-bye.
All right, guys, you can go.
Now we can talk about her.
Talk about all the things.
Yeah,
we do our Hawaii trip.
Oh, boy. Why is everybody starting
to talk about things that I need to know about? No, we haven't done it yet. Sure. It's on the calendar.
I'm not for sure if me and you can get along that long.
I don't know if we can make it that long either. Honestly.
I like you, but in like little bitty spurts.
Yeah. Can I take somebody else?
Sure.
Okay. Bye, guys.
This is their boss. She says she's got your back, Jenna.
That's right. Thank you.
Just got back from Hawaii. We're supposed to go. I think our plan is we're supposed to go for our 15-year anniversary. How many years we've been married? 16, 17? 16. Be 16 in April, right?
Yeah.
So basically in March of this year, we're going to take our 15-year anniversary trip to Hawaii. That's the plan. Now you can get the real deal done, Clint. Oh, man. I was editing a video today, Clint, and like 2 clips before you texted me about that 650H, I said, man, I'd love to have a dozer with a cab on it because it was really dusty. Then you texted me. And the timing was impeccable. Too bad I just spent all my money on a new car for Jenna, and I couldn't afford to buy a dozer, which is what I really needed. But it is what it is, I guess. We'll get one picked up at some point. Doing a podcast with my brother. I don't think my brother will be up for that. He's not a big fan of the social media stuff. So if he's up for it, I'm up for it. Paul says, now that she's gone, what are we buying next? I got 2 different things on my radar. I like to buy a small cab dozer, 650H, D4G, D5G, somewhere in that neighborhood. And nothing's wrong with the D4G. It's just rolled over 10,000 hours. Like to find something a little newer and fresher and then kind of keep that as a backup. And the unpopular purchase that I'm probably going to look at buying is a triaxle truck. As you guys watch Captain Kleeman's channel, the box on the C8500 is getting a little bit rough. I'm just not in the mood to put a whole lot of money into that truck. And it's getting harder to get trucks around here in our area, so it'd be nice to have something I can run the quarry with and pick up 20 ton. Even if I get Lieutenant Dan going, it's kind of built too heavy to run into the quarry and get tonnage. So I don't know. I may try to pick me up a triaxle truck, but with all the purchases I've already made with the fuel trailer and the new excavator and Jenna's new car and some other stuff that you guys haven't even seen yet, the new skid steer, I'm going to probably cool my jets here until about the first of the year. Our workload for next year looks outstanding. We've got a lot of good work lined up next year. But how much can it pull? You can pull about 40,000 pounds, but the problem is I can only haul about 12 ton legal. Dirt Grain and Steel, text me if you're interested. I'd preferably have a Mac 2002 or older and a triaxle with a low-sided bed. I know I'm getting picky, but if the right one comes around, I may jump on it. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but this last year we've had so many jobs I can't get the big low boy into. We've been hauling the 120 and the D4 around on Plan B, and the C8500 pulls it, but it is not a pleasant ride. Let me tell you, it is not a pleasant ride. So, Jim Daly, thank you. Appreciate that. So between having something that'll pull that better, something that's in a little bit better shape, and something I can run to the quarry, how hard is it to get an oversized load permit, and how fast can you get it done? Pete, getting an oversized load permit that's under 12'6" is really easy and fast to get. Hoover's on here. You could probably answer this. I buy an annual, and we can pretty much get it instantly. And it's the overweight permits and over 12'6" that gets a little bit more dicey. Most of the time, if everything's working good in the system, it's all automated. You can get them fairly quickly. Dark Angel Dan, we got a project coming up in the spring that'll make that look like a little bitty playground of a job site. And we've done jobs considerably bigger than that this year. You guys got to remember, we just don't film everything, and we can't film everything. That's where it gets a little bit tricky on our end, some of the stuff we do. But yeah, it's hard to complain. This has been a little bit different year than last year. Last year we did all kinds of lakes and ponds and builds and repairs, and this year it's been all about building pads and field tile. Next year it's looking like we got a bunch of lake work again, and we got some. It just kind of goes in. That's what I was saying with the dozers. It just kind of goes ebb and flows. It's weird how some years you're all about building pads, and some years you're all about ponds and lakes, and then some years you're all about farmers work. And we got a bunch of work I want to do at my own property again as well. So yeah, I'd say that 2 to 3 hours for an overweight's probably pretty close. More tile this spring. Yes, it's looking like we will have some more tile. We actually installed some tile for Farmer Chris here about a week ago. I got some video up. Jeff, we are doing some work in Middle Indiana. We'll be working up around the Mitchell area. We got 2 jobs just north of Mitchell on 67 coming up this spring. So yeah, Dirt Grain and Steel. That's my problem. My problem is whenever I go shopping for used stuff, I am so picky about what I want. I'm willing to overpay for the right truck if it's what I want, but I know I like the Max. I do an R model RCH 02 or older, just because it's the truck I worked on in the dealership. I know those trucks really well. And then I love to do a podcast with Millennial Farmer. I'd like to be on his guys' podcast. I think the only way I'll get on his podcast, though, is if you guys go over to his social media stuff and suggest me as a guest on there. That's probably the best way for me to show up over there. But I'll have to leave that up to you guys. But I'd rather have a longer bed, like an 18-foot bed, and a shorter side, because it makes it so much easier to load with the skid steer and the mini excavator. And they're out there. The trucks are out there. I'll find one. I found one that was really close to what I wanted, but it was only a tandem, and I have to put a lift axle underneath it, and I just don't have time for another project right now. I need to buy something that's ready to roll, and I don't want something that's in bad shape. I need to get something that's the C8500. Yeah, I won't pull the 210. TriStar Digging. I got a podcast about that on my other channel. A few points from Perfect. Check it out. I don't think there's a feasible way. If Hoover was on here, he could probably comment on this. But even with a triaxle trailer, I still couldn't scale the 210 behind a pintle hitch. It has to be on a true low boy, because you can't get your weight spread out enough. So, Buddy Murray, good deal. I've talked to Millennial Farmer a few times through some other people, but it's man, I understand it. He's busy. I'm busy. They're in the middle of harvest. But I'll be up his way probably the first of the year. So be up his way the first of the year. So yeah, I'd love to be off the husk and catch up with him. Tommy, yeah, it's kind of an ongoing joke. There's a lot of other stuff going on behind the scenes, and I promise you, I'm not neglecting her. She's well taken care of. What's my opinion on the Doosan equipment? Man, Matthew, I just haven't been around it enough to have a good opinion. Hyundai's come out with a haul truck and a dozer now, which is basically the Doosan haul truck and dozer. I've heard really good things about the haul truck. I've heard some mixed comments about the dozer. I haven't used one enough to have a true, honest opinion about it, but what little bit I've been on them, I've not been overly impressed. John Warren, where is that a white and black one? Send me a link on Facebook or Instagram if you don't care. I think I know which one you're talking about. But what was I even talking about? I done forgot. Doosan. I've not used one on a job site. It's always been at the auctions or just demoing around a little bit, playing here and there. I've not been overly impressed with them, but so what I learned, this sounds crazy, but what I learned buying the 140 over buying the Hyundai 145 at the time is whenever I sat down in the seat, I had an instant instinct of what I felt like this machine was going to dig like. And at the time, I thought, man, this Volvo just don't feel like it's quite timed right. I'm like, I justified it in my head. I justified it in my head is I'm so used to running the 120 that this is just a totally different machine. I need to get used to it. Well, I never did really get used to it. I never did really like the feel. Never did really like the feel of the machine. And it's not a Volvo thing. It's just that model machine. I just never really got comfortable on it. And then kind of like with the Hyundai 210, hopping in it, I instantly kind of like the feel of it. It just kind of fit. I don't know if it's the way I operate or what I'm used to or what. And the Doosan kind of falls into that category of whenever I hopped in it, I just didn't have that feel I was looking for. That's probably more of a personal thing than it is an equipment thing. So my personal first impressions of it are, I don't know, it's okay. But any thoughts on the new Case 550 machine with the steel tracks, the Minotard? I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued about how they got the blade attached to it. I'm intrigued about the visibility, the power, fuel consumption, weight. That's basically the same size machine as my D4. I'd love to get that out on a job and just kind of compare it. There may be some opportunities come up on that. All right, John, I just got it. Thank you. There may be some opportunities come up on that. I don't know, but I'm curious. It's got my attention. I'm intrigued. Case and JCB always intrigue me a little bit. They're kind of usually pushing the envelopes on some new stuff. Sometimes it's a winner, sometimes it's not. But PS, so stay tuned on the Case Minotaur. There may be some stuff coming to the channel. I can't say a whole lot. I don't want to say a whole lot in case it falls through, but there's a chance. Let's just say there's a chance. We'll leave it at that. So this is a good question. Bill asked if I missed the blade on the 140. Yes and no. This sounds so weird, but on the 140, I loved having the blade on it, and more times than not, the blade was handy more than it was in the way. But it's more because of the way Volvo built that blade. Volvo did a very good job of building that thing strong enough to take the abuse and keep it tucked in tight enough. It didn't really affect you on how you like digging or in the mud or stuff like that. On the 120, I guess I've just ran it so long without a blade, like it don't bother me not to have a blade. I don't really miss it. But I'm glad I don't have the blade on the 210. The 210 is too big a machine to have that blade on. I think it'd be cumbersome, and I think it'd add too much weight to it. It's already a heavy machine the way it is. So I do miss it on the 140, but I don't miss it on the 210 or the 120. Kind of a little bit different. So, yeah, Neil, I've never been in one, but that's just looking at it. That's one thing that kind of that's one thing that's kind of got my interest as well. So, yeah, dirt grain and steel. I don't know. I think guys that run excavators all the time, I think it's a personal preference to some extent about just you kind of sit down in something and it just feels. I call it hydraulic timing. I don't know what it is or isn't, but that's kind of where I come up with it at. So, especially Brandon, dirt grain and steel. Hopefully it made we got his tuned up a little bit. Them Hyundai machines will fool you because there's so many settings in the monitor. You can change the feel of that machine just like crazy. In your opinion, is Volvo cabs better than Hyundai or Hyundai cabs better than Volvo? Man, they're completely different cabs, and I like them for different reasons. One thing I don't like about the Volvo cab is the size of the door and how heavy it is. But the Volvo cab seems to have a little more comfortable of a seat. It does not really have to do with the cab, but the monitor in the Hyundai I like way better. The touchscreen and the different options, and the Hyundai has way better. The Hyundai has way better visibility out of the cab. I would say the Volvo is probably a little bit more comfortable over the long day, but the Hyundai has a lot better visibility. They're kind of a give and take. I think you could probably go. You can probably go either way. JCB 8029. Oh man, I haven't ran one enough to have an opinion on it. To be honest with you, so. Dave, you're still on the live feed there, buddy. Glad you made it. Yeah. So the Volvo windshield wiper always sits in the middle of your view. That's a big complaint. My biggest complaint is not the Volvo windshield wiper sits in the middle of the view. Is that the throttle lever and the windshield wiper lever are the exact same profile, have the exact same number of clicks, and they're mounted about this far apart. I don't know how many times I've throttled up the windshield wipers on those things. James, how are you? Neither, Matthew. We just threw a seat cover on it. It's a quick little fix. I got a buddy here local that owns a upholstery shop. May try to get him to recover it at some point. But so, well, guys, I hate to. We're gonna have to wrap this one up. I got to get a few things ready for tomorrow. Hopefully, we got a lot of cool videos coming. We got a pond demo coming. We got a chicken coop demo coming. Got update video coming. Got some more new equipment coming. A lot of good videos coming. So be sure to like, subscribe, and make sure you're notified for the channel. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And then if you guys want any of the swag for Christmas, be sure to jump over to the website, dirtperfect1.com, and get all that stuff get all that stuff ordered before Christmas so we can get it shipped out to you. So appreciate you guys hanging out with us this evening. Hopefully as time goes on here into winter, SOT New Metalworks, appreciate you. There's SLC Farms on here too. Appreciate you guys hanging out as we get into winter here. Hopefully we'll get the podcast fired back up, and hopefully we'll be able to do a little more regular live feeds. We used to try to do them every Sunday night. I don't know if we'll be able to do that, but at least maybe try to do every other Sunday. So appreciate you guys hanging out, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later, guys.